So welcome to the complete Python course. I'm assuming every one of you who are attending these sessions are with zero knowledge of programming. So I'm assuming every one of you are completely zero knowledge of programming. Okay, so no prerequisites for this course. Everything I will be starting from the scratch level. No prerequisites at all. Okay, so today I'll give you the introduction to Python. Okay, so in the similar way, every day we will learn some few concepts we will learn. We'll make sure at the end you are you are familiar with complete Python programming. So let me start giving you introduction, the complete Python codes. You can see Python is a general purpose programming language. My first statement you can see Python is a general purpose programming language. Why we are saying Python is a general purpose programming language? Like if I need to introduce C language, I'll say C, like procedure oriented programming language. But when it comes to the Python, my first statement you can see Python is a general purpose programming language. Why? Because you have wide variety of applications using Python. If you take Python you can use and you can develop web applications, you can develop using Python. And Python can be used for desktop applications also. You can build using Python. When I say desktop applications, MS Office kind of applications, you can develop using Python. You can use Python to develop mobile applications, but as of now, it's not very famous. But in the future, we may expect that mobile applications in the market, mobile application market also, Python plays very important role. And you can see Python is used in networking related things also. You can use Python. Python is used in testing. Python is used in game development. You can use Python. Python can be used in animations. You can use Python. Python is used in IoT related things. Python is used in artificial intelligence, like data science. When I say artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, computer vision, NLP. Maybe these terms are new for you, but just remember these are all the things you can use Python. Using Python, we can do web scraping. Python started like a scripting language. You can use Python for scripting purpose. You can use Python for automation. Like my dear people, you can see here. So Python is a general purpose programming language. Why? Because you can use Python to develop wide variety of applications, to create wide variety of applications. So that is the reason we say Python is a general purpose programming language. Now coming to the history of Python, many people they think Python is a new programming language, but Python is not new programming language. It came in early 1990s. And you can see Python was developed by Guido van Rossum in 1989 only. Python is developed and he made available to public from 1991. Okay, so what I want to tell you people is Python is not a new programming language. It came before Java. But why in 2022, why 2023, everyone is talking about Python? That you will understand soon. And when it comes to the name of this Python, like at that time while creating the Python, like there is a circus show which is displayed in the BBC channel Monty Python Circus Show. Okay, so it's kind of web series. Like at those time, that show is very famous. So Guido van Rossum thought, let me give the name of that show as a Python for this language. Okay, so that is how the Python name came for this language, guys. So I hope you understood. Like Python is a general purpose programming language. You can use it for wide variety of things, and at the same time, you also understood Python is not a new programming language. It came before Java. Okay, it came before Java. But my dear people, like when you're starting any programming language, when you're learning any programming language, you have to be aware of certain features. Okay, so that will give you better comparison. You can compare with other languages. Okay, so that will give you a better idea about the programming language. So now what I will do is I'll explain you what are the features of the programming language. I'll explain you what are the characteristics of the programming language. So my first point you can see, Python is a simple and easy programming language. Python is simple and easy programming language. But what way we say Python is simple and easy? The writing of the code and reading of the code in Python is very simple. Okay, I know still you people don't believe me. Okay, so that is the reason what I will do is when I say it is easy, I'll compare with I'll compare with like C Java and I'll prove you that Python is much simple when it comes to C and Java. So for that, what I'm taking online compilers for the better comparison. Okay, I'm taking online compilers I'm taking so that I can compare in a better way. So C, Java, and Python will compare. Okay. So I don't need to install anything. Automatically, I can compare C, Java. Okay, I am assuming every one of you are completely new to programming, right? Like for example, if you're trying to learn C language, if you want to write hello world in C, you have to use hash include, stio.h, int main, printf, hello world, return statement. Okay, if you are into C language, for you this is easy. But I am assuming you're completely new. Like at this time, maybe it is not easy for you. What is this hash include? What is this int main, printf, hello world, return statement? These things may be not understanding immediately. When it comes to the Java, as Java is a object-oriented programming language, there is a class. You can see public class main, public static void main, string ask, system.out.println. Okay, like if you are into Java, for you it is easy. But now when it comes to Python, you can see guys, when I say print hello world, automatically hello world will be printed. So my dear people, what I just want to tell you is when you compare with C and Java, Python is much easy. The writing of the code and reading of the code in Python is very simple. Okay, so you don't need any prerequisites. Like many people, they asked me while they are joining, sir, I don't know C, can I learn Python? I don't know Java, can I learn Python? Like you can learn Python with zero knowledge of programming. If you're starting to learn programming for the first time, we recommend Python you can start. And definitely, if you know any other language, learning the second language will be much easy. But when it comes to the Python, like if you don't have any programming language background, so you don't need to worry, you can start learning Python as your first programming language. And next you can see this Python is open source. Python is open source. When I say open source, it's available for free of cost. I can install Python, I can develop applications, I can earn money, but we don't need to pay any money to anyone. It's available for free of cost. Python is the programming language which is open to use. Any company they can use. So definitely the startup companies and many companies, they'll see the production cost will be less. In that way also, people, there is a chance to use Python. And next, Python is platform independent. When I say platform independent, you can take Python, you can install in Windows, you can write the code, the same code, whatever you're writing, the same code you can execute in Mac operating system also. You can execute in Linux operating system also you can execute. What platform you are using, Python does not depend on. Python is platform independent. Okay, Python does not depends on what platform you're using. And next, very important, most loved by all the programmers in the world. Python is dynamically typed programming language. It means like you take C or Java, if you take in C or Java, when you're mentioning any variable a is equal to 10, you have to mention what type of data it is. In Java also similarly, when you're trying to mention any variable, you have to mention what type of data it is. But when it comes to the Python, you don't need to mention any type of data, guys. You can take a is equal to 10, you can take automatically Python will understand this a will belongs to the int data type. Every time we are not going to mention what type of data it is. Python is dynamically typed, and this is the most loved feature by all the programmers throughout the world. Python is dynamically typed. And next, Python is both procedure oriented and object oriented. What do you mean by procedure oriented? What do you mean by object oriented? You can see, guys, when I say procedure oriented, like automatically you get in the mind C language. When I say object oriented, like you people will get in the mind Java. Like we say C is a procedure oriented programming language. Why? Because in that we write the code in the form of functions. Okay, functions, procedures, like will give you the same meaning. We can call it as a functional oriented or procedure oriented. When it comes to the Java, in Java, we write it in the form of class and objects we write. Okay. So this class and objects made Java as a object oriented. This functions made C as a functional oriented. But when it comes to the Python, Python is both functional oriented and object oriented. It means in Python, you can write the code in the form of functions, and at the same time, we can also write in the code in the form of object oriented, that you can use classes and objects. And definitely you can say both the flavors of C and Java, we have it in Python. Okay, so that is I just want to tell you. And next, Python is interpreted programming language. Like as I'm assuming you people are completely new to Python, new to programming, you just try to understand all the programming languages will fall into two categories. Either interpreted or compiled programming language. When it comes to the compiled programming language, you have to write the code, you have to compile it, and then you have to run it. But when it comes to the interpreted, you can write the code, you can run it directly. Like how that Python code is converting, okay, how whatever we are writing, how it is converting into the bytecode, everything we will going to see in the coming sessions. But as of now, you can understand Python is interpreted. You can write the code. There is no need of compilation phase. You can execute the code directly. So that is one thing you need to know. Next, Python is extensible, Python is embedded. Like when I say extensible, when I say Python is extensible, you can see, guys, Python, like you have written some 100 lines of Python code you written. You written some 100 lines of Python code you written. And you need certain functionality you need. You need certain functionality you need that you're not able to do it in this 100 lines of Python code. Like Python lines of code is not enough for this. Then you can take the help of other language. Like you have in Python, you have the flexibility you have. Okay. Like other language code, you can add in this 100 lines of code. You can get that functionality. You can run it and you can complete that functionality. That flexibility, you have it in Python. In the similar way, Python is embedded. Like for example, you have some 1,000 lines of C code if you have, and if you need certain functionality, then you can take the help of Python. Like Python code also, you can add in that. Okay. Python can take the help from other language. At the same time, Python code can be embedded, can add in other language. Okay, Python is extensible. At the same time, Python is embedded. Okay, these are all the very good things, like which will help us Python to become a number one trending programming language in current years. And next very important point is use libraries. This is very, very important, guys. Like Python got very huge amount of library support, community support, different programmers throughout the world. Every day, I can say every minute, I can say, guys, Python is having huge library. Okay, so Python when it started like a scripting language, like it is not popular at that time. Like in 1990s only, the Python started. But my dear people, but when it comes to the 2019, 2020, 2021, why it is trending recent years? Because of libraries. Because of libraries, guys. Like one example I can take, like you can take data science, you can see, guys. Data science is trending. Data science is trending in 2020 because of huge amount of data. And you know, in data science, we use Python, we use. Why? Because Python has the libraries like NumPy. Python has the libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, Scikit-learn, which is supporting for the data science. Like you can see, because of these libraries only, Python is trending, guys. Though it is started in 1990s, but now it is trending. I'll show you one thing now. You can see, guys, every minute, a new library or it will be added, guys. You can see. Okay, you can see recently now also you can see like every minute I can say every minute a new project will be releasing in the in this guys in this Python. You can see I'll show you like recent projects. Just a minute. You can see guys like Jan 10th. You can see. Now you can see 3 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago, you can see guys, all these things 7 minutes ago. You can see how many projects every minute, you can see how many projects are coming. You can see this is a library. Okay, this is a library which is used for certain thing. You can see 3 minutes ago, 4 minutes ago, like how fast it is developing. Every minute we can see guys. Every minute a kind of a library will be adding into that Python programming language. Is it clear, everyone? So that is the reason Python is very much trending, guys. Python is trending now because of this huge library support. Okay. So I hope at this time, I hope you got some idea what is exactly Python. I hope you got some enough introduction. So now what I will do is I'll tell you how to install Python. I'll tell you so that we can start immediately. Okay. So now I've given you some introduction. After that, we will also install Python and we'll start our Python journey immediately from today onwards. You can see this. I have some version of Python is already installed in my system. Like what I'm doing is I'm just uninstalling so that I can show you in a better way. So now I'll tell you how to install Python. I'm just uninstalling what is the version I am having. I'm uninstalling that Python. After that, I will install and I'll show you how to install Python in your system. Like if you are using Linux, you don't need to install anything. Okay, let me uninstall it quickly. So if you want to install Python, just coming to this python.org, guys. This is the official website where we can install Python. So downloads, like if you're using Mac, you can select this option. If you're using Windows, you can select the Windows option. You can see. So now you can see the latest release. You can see the latest release. Unstable release is 3. 1.1. You can see, guys. You can click on this. You can see. So, but always, this is the stable release. You can see, always download Windows installer. Depends on your bit. Okay, so I'm assuming my Python uninstalled successfully. Okay, so now I don't have any Python in my system. Now I need to check what bit operating system I'm using. Okay, so for that, I can just open this control panel. From the control panel, I can see that system and security. If you see control panel, system, if you go, you can see, guys, like mine is 64-bit operating system I'm using. I'm using 64-bit operating system I'm using. So depends on what bit operating system you're using. You have to download. Always download Windows installer only. Let me download this Windows installer. Okay. So where you want to download it, you can see, you can just download. You can keep in that desktop. You can see, guys. So it's a very simple file. You can install immediately. You can see if you get it, this kind of page, you get it, guys. Like you have to tick this box, add Python. Okay, add python.exe to the path. You have to select this box. After that, you have to click on install now. Automatically, Python will be installed in your system. Is it clear? Okay, you can, like, it takes 1 minute or 2 minutes. After that, immediately, I can say less than 1 minute, it will install in your system. Okay, so once you get Python installation, once it is successful, once Python installation is successful, you have to open the command prompt. Just it is taking, just wait for 1 more minute, not even 1 minute. So you can start immediately, guys. You can do parallelly with me. You can install the Python application. You can install in your system immediately so that you can start coding from the next minute. Okay, so now I hope Python setup was successful. Now just open that command prompt. Okay, you can type Python. You can type that. You can see some version of Python is installed in your system. Once Python installation is done, let me just type IDLE. Okay, so automatically on Python shell, I'm going to get a Python shell. So this is what we can use and we can code, guys. And if you want to configure this, you can configure it. If you want to change the themes, you can change it. You can go through this. You can change the dark and new. Okay, so classic theme, whatever you wanted, you can do that. Okay, it's up to you. Like I love this dark theme. Okay, I'll be using this. Is it clear? So fine, everyone. Okay, so I hope how to install the Python also. I hope it's very clear to you people. Once Python installation is successful, you can start coding immediately. And my dear people, like for the people who don't have any laptop with you, you can use mobile phone also. You can use and you can start coding. I will also explain you about that mobile app also. You can use QPython OL, and you also have 3L. You can use this mobile application. This is for the Android users. You can use that. And the Solo Learn, this is also an application. This is for iOS users. So nothing will stop you learning Python, guys. Okay, you can start learning Python immediately, and Python is very easy programming language. You can start your journey immediately. You can start your journey, guys. Okay, no prerequisites. Everything from end to end, I'm going to teach. I started from the basic level. I started In this complete Python course, we are going to learn like what do you say, core Python, advanced Python, whatever you say. So Python is only one thing, but core Python concepts, advanced Python concepts, and apart from the Python, I will also explain you like SQL. Okay, I will be explaining you SQL, as SQL is mandatory. Okay, SQL also is mandatory for any opportunity. I'll be sharing you the job opportunities. I'll be sharing you, so you have to crack them. Okay, so SQL, like apart from the separate modules, okay, we are going to learn different modules for game development. How Python is used, Python for game development. This is one module is also added in this. Okay, so apart from this, I will also explain you GUI based programming. Okay, so like how you can create user interface applications. I'll be explaining you. Okay, so Python for, you can say Python for animations. That module is also there. Okay, first module, Python, like core Python concepts, advanced Python concepts. After that, I will also add you like Python for data science, Python for data science. This complete syllabus is also, it will be given for you. Don't worry. You get the syllabus, you can go through that syllabus. Okay, so this is like a demo session for the complete Python. Apart from this data science module, animations, game development, and how you can use Python for testing purpose, how you can use Python for automation purpose, how you can use Python like for the GUI based programming, animations, how you can use Python. So these all these things we will be added in this type in this course. So that is the reason this is a complete Python course. This is the complete Python course. Like almost 10 plus modules will be there in this entire course. Okay, so I hope you people got some idea what is exactly Python. So you can start implementing Python programs from day one itself. I hope the discussion is very clear. Okay, so you can, if you have any kind of doubts, you can reach us through the community. I hope this is very clear. Next session, we'll see few more concepts. Next session, I will explain you basic fundamentals of Python programming. So the syntax, how the syntax errors, like to make sure you don't get any syntax errors from the starting, we will learn some basic fundamentals of Python programming. I hope you really enjoyed this session. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.